Alright, so when you want to make a trouser for a male, especially if this client's measurements was sent, there are some things you need to consider or cross check before you start the cutting. Now, these measurements were sent, and I want to show you how I cross check my parameter or my measurements before I start drafting. Of course, you already know what you do here is mark out your baselines, which I have taught us in my previous videos I made on this channel. So mark out your baselines. So once your baselines have been properly marked out, then you mark your 2 inches that will serve you for the folding or for the hemming, of these outfits. So once you have marked out your 2 inches, please bear with me. I am using a transparent chalk. This chalk that vanishes when you iron, so you might not be able to see the chalking properly, but if you see it, there's no problem. Now, the length of trouser they gave me was a length of 39.5. Now, to be on the tougher side, I will put half an inch to this, in case there was an error on the length. Now, what will guide me or what will make me to add half an inch or anything is from the customer's hip measurements and also the top length. So the top length gives me a guide or an insight if this person is tall or if he's short or average. You get when the top length is long enough, I tend to also expect to have a long trouser measurement. So the length should not be less than 40. So here, after you have done that, the next you are going to do on here is to get your crotch. And the crotch will be gotten from the person's hips over 4. So the hips they gave me is the hips of 50. I will mark 12.5 for my crotch depth, which I have taught us in my previous videos that I do hips over 4 to get my crotch depth, right? So I mark 12.5 to get my crotch depth. After my crotch depth, the next I will get now is my knee point. How do I get it? Marking from the crotch depth to the ankle line, 27.5, divided by 2, 13.5, 13.75, minus 3, 10.75. So here you mark 10.75. So I have taught us this in other videos. I'm just trying to show you something at the measurements cross checking, right? So just stay tuned and watch to the very end. So now this is my waistline, my hip line, my knee line, ankle line, and my folding line. Then on this crotch line, you mark your hip over 4, which is 50, right? So you mark 50, which is 12.5 plus extra 2 inches. Now we are using the gradient line method, or what they call the plumb line method. So the midpoint of this point here becomes 14.5, which is 7.25. So you get the midpoint as well, 7.25. So you extend it all across to the knee line and also extend it as well to the ankle line. So once you have done that, you tend to raise the line up a bit, raise it up a bit in this form, raise up a bit in this form, so that everything will be. Cross check it as well. 7.25, 14.5, 7.25, 7.25, sorry, 7.25, 7.25, right? Okay, 7.25. So this is the real line here. 7.25. Now we are going to put in the knee they gave us. Though the person said they wanted to have a free trouser, so he gave us a knee of 20, which is 10, right? That's 5.5 on both lines. 5.5 on both lines. And he gave us an ankle of 16, which is 4.4. That's 8. 4.4. That's 8, right? Now extend the line this way. Now, I will also use this video to also teach you something that I might not have had time to explain in my other videos. Now, if you observe, we did not mention the lap in the drafting. So the convention tells us that once your hip measurement over 4 is applied for extra 2 inches, that this total distance should be equal to your lap measurement divided by 2. That because your lap is somewhere within this region. So if your hip over 4 and plus 2 gave us 14.5, that means your lap should not be more than 29. So your lap should be 29, 28, 27, 26. That should be the lap measurement. But if by peradventure this person's lap happens to be at that 15, in this case, you can increase your value here, your hip measurement here. So in a case whereby your lap was not given or your lap was given but the hip was not given, you can use the lap measurement to get your hip or use your hip to get your lap. Those two parameters work together. So the waist we have here is a waist of 41, 10.25, extra 1 inch. After which, connect the lines all through this way. It goes all the way to these very points. And then you bring up your hip cuff and make a connection that goes from here to these very points. Now, take your ruler cuff and connect all of this. Connect from here to this point. Connect from here as well to these very points. So the connections must be as smooth as possible and as direct as possible. So this is how the line goes. And after that, the next thing you do now is to slant or slope by half an inch. Half an inch. This way. And then mark your pocket points to be 2.5 and then 7.5 or 7 inches. Depends on the person's size as well. Now, if you have marked out your measurement this way, the only thing I did not make use of is my lap measurement. Like I told you guys, your hip over 4 plus extra 2 inches should be equal to it, your lap measurement divided by 2. Or the lap should be a bit smaller than this whole distance. But in any case, whereby your lap is bigger than this, all you need to do is to increase the value you have here. It's either you increase your hip by 1 inch or add extra 1 inch here to make here to cover your lap measurement divided by 2. So I believe this tutorial must have given you that explanation. So now you cut. You cut it out in this form, making sure that everything must fall in place, please. Very important. Everything must fall in place. 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 Take your time. Go gently. Don't be in a haste. Take your time. Go gently. Don't be in a haste. Everything must fall in place. You cut it out. Then give a knot at once. And this is your front panel. Right? You see how the measurement of the trouser is synchronized. You see how everything is lapping. And you don't have any bulky or inside area that has a bulge at the inside. You get ahead. So now the next you're gonna do is to cut the back as well. Alright, so for the back drafting, now this outfit is going to be having back elastic. That it will have elastic at the back, and then the front will have a roll. Also have a zip. You get ahead. So this is where most people do have issues on this, and the major focus on this trouser now is on the back panel. In as much as I have focused this severally on my channel, I just wish to bring it up again for some persons who might not have gotten to see this. So the back panel will be higher by 4 inches, And then why is it by 4 inches? Now, the reason for this is because the back elastic is better cut out alongside the back panel. That's the band of the back trouser. It's better off cut out alongside the back of the trouser so that you don't need to put band again at the back panel. So here we are going to mark 4 inches exact. 4 inches exact, and it will go all the way straight. There will be no slanting or bending of the ruler. It will go straight. So this is like cutting the band together with the back panel. That's what I'm doing here. So the band I will put is only on the front panel, right? So here you mark your regular 1.5 or 2 inches for the back extension. Let's use 2 inches because of the elastic we have. And then here you also mark 2 inches as well. And then I've thought of that the line here should be a bit slopy, like half an inch down. Then you mark your regular 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, and then 2 inches. So once you have marked out those lines in that form, you now connect them in twos. You connect them in twos. You connect them in what? In twos. Don't be in a haste. Connect them just in twos, and then connect from here as well. Then use your hip curve and finish it off from here. Right, so you cut out the back panel. So the extra inch we need for the sewing allowances comes on the back panel. For some of us who are new yet, you don't need to add allowance on the front panel for the sewing. You just need to add it to the back panel. So the accessories, the extra panels or components we are cutting here are for the trouser as well, because you need to cut the flap, the zip, the pocket facing, the band, the front band, and of course the clip or the rope rather. If you are not using the jogger rope, you still need to cut the rope with the pad width as well, except when you are using the jogger rope, so you don't need to cut the rope. So this component coming out here is simply for this one is for the zip fly, and the measurement for this is 2.5 inch width, 2.5 to 3 inches width by the length of 7 to 11 inches. Depends on your customer's flap length as well, right? So this is it. So here we have it to be 3 inches width this way, the length of 11. So this is what I have. This is for the zip flap, for the zip, right? And for this as well is the pocket facing. So the measurement for the pocket facing is within the range of 3.5 to 4 inches width by the length of 7 to 11, depends on the customer's knotting. So here we have it to the 3.5, and here is 13. It's okay like this. I will still fold and weave. So now you carefully cut out this. Now the reason I am trying to make sure that everything we are cutting here is properly drafted out so that you don't have any issues is because of people that are watching me for the very first time. But if you have been a regular viewer of my content, you must have understood and watched my videos and understood how I work by now. So after this now, you cut all through this way. You cut all through this way. You gently cut all through this way. So now when you are cutting, like this extension I normally have on my pocket region, it's not necessary actually, but it still indicates or shows you that it's where your pocket should be fixed, so that when it's in my pocket, this stuff will be bent inward this way. So the extra inch I have here is just enable me cover the folding inward properly. But if you don't want to put this, you can cut it out straight. But I like leaving this here. It gives me more room to have my foldings boldly folded inside. So, but the back panel will not have this extension. It will just go straight. So while cutting this, you have to fold this inwards this way, right? And have the back panel the back panel cut straight. So that's for the um, pocket region area. So you now cut the front band, which is all that is left here. All right. So now for the front band, the measurements we are going to use is 4.5 inch width. That's the width is 4.5, and then you have the length that will cover the width, the length of the front panel. Remember that the front panel was 10.15, 10.25 plus extra 1 inch, that's 11. So you have to just add this 2 inches to it. So here is 16, which is very much okay. So here is 4.5 inch width, 4.5 inch width for the band, and then you connect the line just this way, and this is all you have. All you have the cutter. So after this, you are done with the product drafting. So you go ahead with the sewing tutorial, which I have also made available on my channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I will try to be keeping you guys updated. So bye bye for now.